doing this job, the most dangerous in the military, and I fought tooth and nail to achieve that life, and a 10-second incident was going to take it all away.
I wished that the shark had killed me.
His life flashed before his eyes.
Remembering how low I had been in the past. My dad, he kicked my ass and he said, I'm sick of your come and get your stuff and f*** off. And I look back on that youth who was bullied and self-harming. I cried myself to sleep out of fear more nights than I can even tell you. I tried to change my whole life and I failed.
I knew I had to take some semblance of control over this uncontrollable situation.
What you can accomplish if you're letting fear hold you back. What do I want? Do I want a good life or do I want a bad life?
I thought to myself, I'm not going home today. I'm going to die right now.
I really didn't think I was going to make it back to the boat. Swimming through a pool of my own blood. No one has been attacked in Sydney Harbour in 60 years. It was early in the morning, we were doing a counter-terrorism exercise. It was overcast, the water's murky in Sydney Harbour, so combining all of that, you can't see through the water at all. I was literally terrified of sharks, but as usual, I'm trying to put it to the back of my mind because I have a job to do. And I look over my left shoulder to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. And I turn around and my brain couldn't comprehend what I was seeing. This gigantic grey head and the lips are pulled back. I can see these teeth half embedded into my thigh, embedded into my wrist, one big black eye staring at me. And then my survival instincts kick in and I'm thinking, go for the eyeball, but the shark's got my hand.
Now when a bull shark grabs something, its teeth act as a saw.
And just as I was coming in, it started to shake me. And this all-encompassing pain rattled me to my core and all the strength went out of my punch. The shark just continued to shake me like a rag doll, just tearing the meat out of my leg and tearing my hand off my arm. This is my worst nightmare. In agony, drowning.
I thought to myself, I'm not going home today. I'm going to die right now.
And then all of a sudden I was free. It was the longest swim of my life. I didn't think I was going to make it out. I didn't think the guys were going to get to me in time. I thought another shark was going to come and grab me. But I just kept swimming anyway, because what else was I going to do?
Pretty much the boys have just ripped him out of the water.
And at that time, I actually thought he was dead.
A Navy diver is in hospital after a shark bit him this morning in Sydney Harbour.
28-year-old Navy clearance diver Paul de Gelder was diving for duty in Sydney Harbour when he was attacked by a bull shark.
Were you conscious when you arrived here?
Yes, I was conscious through the whole thing. I figured if I passed out, if I closed my eyes and I'd die, so I didn't want that to happen.
All I could see was this curtain around my bed, my legs gone in agony, my hands gone, and all I wanted to do was die. I wished that the shark had killed me. This was my absolute lowest point ever in my life, and I wouldn't wish this feeling on another human soul. I was laying in my bed thinking, okay, what now? Remembering how low I had been in the past. I look back on those days and I wonder what the hell was I thinking? My dad, who's away all the time, he kicked my ass out of the house. I hit 17 and he said, I'm sick of your come and get your stuff and off. I look back on my life from where I'd started out as that lost, misguided youth who was bullied and self-harming to what I'd accomplished in my life. Ever since I joined the military, I was just living my dream.
And I fought tooth and nail to achieve that life, and a 10-second incident was going to take it all away.
I cried myself to sleep more nights than I can even tell you. Out of fear, out of pain, out of loss and frustration, not knowing the uncertainty of where my life was going to go from here. I was really scared of losing my career, and everything that I felt completed my identity. Go back and face some of those realities of who I used to be was quite hard. Remembering what it's like to live in a house with no electricity, no running water, and swearing to yourself that you will not go back to that. Anything is better than that. That powered me through some of the darkest days. When you worry and you do that, do something about it. I thought, well, I can sit here and I can cry myself to sleep, and I can wallow in my self-pity. I could push all of this love and support that I was being given away. Or I could do what the military trained me to do. I could use all of that love and support that I was being given. And I could look at the great things I still had in my life and the great things I still had yet to achieve. So I made a simple choice. What do I want? Do I want a good life or do I want a bad life? It's the fundamental choice that you get to have. What do I want? That's our power. So I needed to work straight away. 2 days after I had my leg chopped off, I'm trying to train in my bed. I'm doing one-arm chin-ups on the bar above my bed. There was no way I was going to stop. I had a goal. I had a huge, big, ridiculous goal of being allowed to go back to work. No one believed that it could actually be done. So I just busted my ass every day. And I went to my boss at the dive school one day and asked him what the chances of me moving back to the dive teams was, and he said 0. And so that was when I decided that I was going to leave the military, and that was terrifying. I had this horrible vision of having a life without value and purpose. And I knew what it was like in that headspace where I was unmotivated and I didn't care about achieving things. And then I realized you're not fully aware of what you can accomplish if you're letting fear hold you back. I was still terrified of sharks. I tried to change my whole life and I failed, but I don't give up.
4 years after losing a hand and a leg to a bull shark, Paul is heading out to confront his nemesis.
In the moment, right now, are the butterflies starting to churn a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little bit nervous. I knew the hardest part was still to come.
You are going to face the beast that took your arm and your leg.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know if there's going to be any bull sharks down there on this one dive. I'm kind of hoping there is and kind of hoping there isn't. It's that awe-inspiring fear coming face to face with a minibus full of teeth. I shifted my perspective from not having the knowledge about sharks to learning, because knowledge dispels fear. Sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and jump. They come out of the murk at you, and it's literally like you're watching a horror movie. And I just had to stay there, even though I was very, very nervous that it was going to bite my head off. My brain was telling me, okay, you're going to die right now. You're not going home today. This is it. I was so scared. And it just went around me. And that was it. And then eventually we swam back to the cage and I came to the surface and I was fine. And I got to see these remarkable animals, without the bars in the way, one-on-one, not acting like food and not as prey.
This is incredible. I honestly cannot believe I'm doing this.
In trauma, in struggle, there is strength and there is learning. In vulnerability, there is strength and there is learning.
The more I learnt about sharks, the more I realized how little we have to fear of them and how much they have to fear from us. I wouldn't take my hand and my leg back to have my old life back. I see now that my job is to protect and to serve. And I see a lot of wrongs being done against our planet, against the oceans, and especially against sharks. A lot of the times, the things that we go through in our lives, the hardships and the turmoils and the struggles, it's a training process for what's to come. We're not designed to be stagnant and comfortable. We're designed to continuously push our boundaries. If you say to yourself, I can do this, I'm going to do this, just do it. Don't think too much about it, don't dwell, because that's when you let doubt creep in. I already accepted death and I realized there's nothing to be afraid of. You know what's scary? Not living. Not doing everything that you possibly can to live the best life you have, because trust me, when you come to the end of your days, the only thing you're going to have is your regrets. And if you don't have any of those, it's a sweet home run.